China's former Premier Li Keqiang died of a heart attack on Friday at the age of 68, state media reported. His passing comes less than a year after stepping down from holding the second most powerful position in China's government. Li had suffered heart failure on Thursday and passed away in the early hours of Friday after all rescue measures failed, according to Xinhua, China's official news agency. He recently had been resting in Shanghai after stepping down as premier in March, the report said. An obituary published by Xinhua on Friday evening said Li's death was a great loss to the party and nation, and it called on mourners to turn their grief into strength. Li's death was the top trending topic on Chinese social media platforms WeChat and Weibo on Friday, with many people expressing their sadness and reminiscing about his efforts to boost entrepreneurship. Some users were sharing photos of Li visiting entrepreneurs and having coffee with startup founders. An economist trained at the country's prestigious Peking University, Li had championed policies aimed at boosting clean energy, affordable housing, entrepreneurship as well as cutting red tape to strengthen the private sector. Washington, D.C.-based research firm Brookings Institution wrote last year. Born in 1955 in Anhui Province to a father who was a county-level government official, he rose through the ranks after serving as a party leader for Henan Province and Liaoning Province. In a conversation with an American diplomat that was subsequently leaked to the media, Li famously confessed that Liaoning Province's gross domestic product figures were unreliable, and growth would be better measured by taking into account cargo activity, bank lending and electricity consumption. An unofficial index based on the three factors was later created and named after Li. Li became premier in 2013, and eventually became the last appointee of the Hu Jintao administration to remain on the Politburo Standing Committee before stepping down in March. Despite being 2 years below the retirement age of 70, he was replaced by Xi's close ally Li Chang. The late Li had been responsible for overseeing China's economic development while working alongside Xi for a decade, but in later years, he was marginalized as policymaking became increasingly centralized under the president. Yet Li is still fondly remembered for speaking out to express concern for China's economic inequality and to voice support for the private sector. In a 2020 speech, he memorably said that about 600 million people in China earn less than 1,000 yuan, $137, a month, and the government must prioritize improving people's livelihoods after the coronavirus pandemic.